What's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Nate. Welcome back to Big Nate's Book Reviews, home of the best book reviews. And before anyone says some stupid shit, yes, I broke my glasses, and yes, I'm using blue tape because the Scotch tape didn't work. Tried it, and the super glue. The thing with super glue is when you close that shit, it gets super glued closed, so can't do that. Anyway, without further ado, we got the doobie right here. It's ready to be sparked, but actually, before I even get into it, actually no, I'm gonna spark the doobie. But while I'm sparking the doobie. Oh, before I take this first puff, who are we smoking this for? I'm gonna say my lovely lady friend who came to visit me, a favorite featured guest on the channel, Raina. Shout out to Raina. Okay, and now that the doobie has been christened, it's been kicked off, let's get right into the books. So up first, we have The Teachings of Don Juan, a Yaqui Way of Knowledge by Carlos Castaneda. I'm just gonna read the back of this because the back is what really, first off, you see in the little corner, Penguin, so you know it's a certified classic. You know it's about to be certified. This is another, like I said, this is a perk of like knowing good publishers. If it's got the Penguin stamp of approval, it's gonna be at least like good. You know what I'm saying? But let me just present to you. Let me just read the back of the book. In 1960, Carlos Castaneda first met Don Juan, a Yaqui. Okay, not to be confused, by the way, with the Italian seductress Don Juan, because like, first off, there's like a dozen Don Juans, but I'm like, isn't Don Juan? I thought it was like a mafia thing, or I hear like lyrics, people saying like, oh, I do get something like Don Juan. I'm like, are they talking about bro? Different Don Juan. But Don Juan in this case is a Yaqui Indian feared and shunned by the ordinary folk of the American Southwest because of his unnatural powers. Using psychedelic drugs, peyote, Jimson weed, and a mushroom called humito, Castaneda lived through encounters with disembodied spirits, shamans in the form of huge wolves, and death in the shape of silver crows. Finally, after a night of utter terror in which he knew that his life was threatened by forces which he still cannot fully explain, he gave up his struggle to become a man of knowledge. So, I was like, that's a mandatory pickup because, I don't know, this whole bookstore, okay, matter of fact, let's do it now. Shit, that was my bookmark. Okay, well, whatever. But Daedalus Books in Portland, right? Because this is, I forget if I said, but most of these books are from Portland. Daedalus Books, it was like a very low-key bookshop. Small, one might even say quaint, next to this bakery. And it was like, it was just hitting all my interests, because it says, including, by the way, Daedalus, father of Icarus, the one who flew too close to the sun, including a wide selection of art, philosophy, classical, religious, and literary titles, as well as general interest books. So shout out to Daedalus Books. They had some really good stuff, including about which I'm going to talk about. But okay, so that's an L because that really was my bookmark. But so I can't say how many pages it's in, but it's at least 80 pages. And I started that this morning. The book is basically about this dude, like the author, Carlos Castaneda. And it's also told in like little, almost like diary. Like it's got like, hold on. I can never do this. Like, see, I just asked myself. Like Thursday, January 23rd, 2023 type, you know. So it's written in like little journal entries, and it's about this dude who gets like ushered in, almost like apprenticed by this dark sorcerer or like mystic shaman. That's really what it is he's like a shaman, and it's just crazy. And like, so for instance, they like some of the things that have happened, well, I won't even go into it, but I'll say the notable thing that really had me like whoa is bro did like a lot of peyote, which he calls mescalero. He calls peyote, like he doesn't like the name peyote. He said don't call it that, call it like mescalero or mescalito. I think it's mescalero. And he refers to it as like a he, like did you feel his, like when you went there you met him, or like, anyway, a lot of interesting stuff that's very related to, of all things, like I don't know how to explain this, but like Joseph Campbell, when he writes about myth, there's a big theme of extreme beauty being linked with extreme terror and fear. You can, oh dude, just like Icarus, you can fly too close to the sun, and when you, there's always that theme of when you touch the divinity, when you really make contact with the divinity, you go crazy, and it's fearsome and terrible to behold. So, a lot of interesting stuff anyway, and I think some of the things that what's his name says, Don Juan, is deeply insightful. Like it's giving me Tao Te Ching vibes, it's giving me Upanishads vibes, but just Native American instead of Asian. So, shout out to this. So far, I'm only 80 pages in so far, so. And without further ado, let's proceed on to the next book. So up next we have the Hermetica by, almost dropped, Timothy Freck, and Peter Gandy. I'm pretty sure it's Freak. That's still bad too, bro. Timothy Freak. But anyway, first off, it's just a cool little book. I don't know, it just like feels nice. Feels like it's well qualitily made. Yeah, you heard me. The figure of Hermes was venerated as a great and mythical teacher in the ancient world and was rediscovered by the finest minds of the Renaissance. Blah blah blah. Influenced figures including Blake, Newton, Milton, Shelley, Shakespeare, Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, and Jung. You might have heard of him. Yeah, so this whole myth, and yeah, I remember the reason I knew that is because from what I read of Jung, where like the Egyptian Greek god like Thoth and Hermes. It says something. Hold up. Blah blah blah. Legendary sage god Hermes Trismegistus, Greek for thrice greatest Hermes, a combination of the Egyptian Thoth and the Greek Hermes. Introduction, intersection of Egyptian and Hellenic cultures, magical religious ideas, blah blah. I'm like, so put that in the cart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put that. And I read some sentences, like I think it's might even be like primary texts of like actual like ancient scripture, like whatever writing. So this looks sick. I think that was just an easy cop for me. And then keeping in theme, dude, okay, so I got those two books and I'm like, that's it. And you don't even know what it took to restrain myself to even get to that. And then at the front of the desk, what do I see but this, dude? I'm actually gonna set this down to show you this shit, because it's like hardcover. It's made by Taschen, which is like these books that I'm actually asking for Christmas. They have a little starter series where I feel like they go through all, I don't know, I haven't looked too much into it, but boom, back, fantastic quality. It's looking brand spanking. This is too new. This is straight up out of the plastic, and like, it's just okay. Hold on, I gotta show you some of the pictures because they're just fire. Okay, I'm looking at them with you. That looks sick, bro. Oh god damn. Hey, right there, that looks kind of like haha. Or am I wrong? Yeah, stop playing with me. You come to Big Nate's book reviews for the insights, but okay. Anyway, let me see if I can do some more. Like, you get the point. And I'm telling you, these pages feel fantastically made. Okay, so, and it's alchemy and mysticism. It doesn't get better than that. Alchemy, by the way, is the origin of chemistry. So, and these things, the sciences and the philosophies were united, but okay, and then again, furthermore in keeping. Okay, this one I got at Powell's, by the way. Okay, so right, that's the whole thing. That was 25. That was 25 bucks plus the, I can't even say it's I can't. But I did get this at Powell's. It's called Mystics. And first off, again, the theme for today is good quality books, nice hardcover. I don't even like hardcover. And they have these, which, I'm of two minds about these. I think they look really sick. Practically speaking, I hate to, you know what I'm talking about? The Essential Mystics. Oh, I like this first line. It had me intrigued. Ramakrishna, the greatest Hindu saint of the 19th century, once said, God has made different religions to suit different aspirations, times, and countries. All doctrines are only so many paths, but a path is by no means God himself. Indeed, one can reach God if one follows any of the paths with wholehearted devotion. One may eat a cake with icing either straight or sideways. It will taste sweet either way. Yeah, there's many ways to skin a cat. This is what JC, by the way, refers to Joseph Campbell. This is what JC says when he says all religions are true. All religions are just different metaphors for thinking about the same ideas. But anyway, it's, I think, almost like an anthology. Yeah, like, here, I'll do it with you. Okay, I can't read that shit. Judaism, it said Hinduism, but hold up. I saw they were like quoting people. It doesn't really matter. There's like excerpts from a lot of primary texts on, about, and from the mystics. Okay, so there you have it. Andrew Harvey. Okay, break. Okay, doobie break. Hold up. You can wait for a second. Honestly, you need a break too. Matter of fact, while I'm liking this comment, how was your weekend? What do you think about it? I'm trying to have a whole conversation with nobody. How am I supposed to hold a conversation with no and smoke the doobie and talk about? So let me know in the comment. Just take a breather. Okay, up next, this was actually sent to me by a fan, Robin. Shout out to Robin. Kind of in the theme of art too, is Vasily Kandinsky concerning the spiritual in art. And this cover is fire. Published by Dover. Yeah, exactly. And it's a very thin book. Hold up. It said this is a fun one. This is a fun one from Robin. So boom, it's like that. And I heard about this from, again, Carl Jung, who was quoting in his, or I think it was maybe his like disciple. It was like a book. It was like an anthology of essays actually. So one of his students, mentees, was quoting this, and there was some really interesting stuff. And he's like abstracting. I got bro on my wall 1, 2, 3 ways. She gets my bookshelf tour. So I'm like, that's mandatory. So shout out to Robin. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, we have, hold up. We have Oriental Mythology and Creative Mythology by Joseph Campbell. Let's take a second and look at those covers right there. Beautiful. And I got these at Tsunami Bookstore, and these were good copies. And look, it says $7, and then it said $7. I think these are well worth $7. You know what I'm saying? Like, so boom. And I have the other one, Primitive Mythology of this, and I have all 4 now technically, because it's the Masks of God like series where he has just this whole little, he talks about basically all the mythologies I just named. But I like the vintage style. I got the first one in Calgary, and so I'm looking for that 4th Occidental Mythology by this. But it's kind of like I'm looking for it in the wild now. Like, it's kind of fun to do. But okay, folks, that wraps it up. So with that, there's nothing further to do but to hit that subscribe, drop a comment, and catch me at the next Big Nate's Book Review. This is home of the best book reviews.